What is one thing that you've seen walk through these doors that you never thought you would see?
That coin was worth over $60,000.
Oh my goodness.
And it wasn't even top condition. I may never see another one my whole career.
Buy your gold and silver online from SD Bullion. New customers get gold or silver at spot by visiting sdbullion.com/new.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Silver Dragons. Welcome in.
Yeah, good to see you, Harry.
You too.
And in the last video we did, we had the whole crew here.
We did.
It was a full house, but a lot of the guys are out at a coin show right now, correct?
Yeah, Adrian, Richard, and Bill are at the fun show in Florida. We're pretty short-handed here. I'm not going to be doing our normal auctions today. We're just going to try to maintain some semblance of service up front here in the retail side.
I'm sure you guys will do fine. And it looks like you have quite a bit in the case here too.
Yeah, it's been a fortunate week of buying. We've got a nice complement of government ounces, Philharmonics, Krugerrands. We even have some Koalas, which I haven't had before, from Australia.
Oh wow, can we take a look at one of these seahorses?
Yeah.
Is that the Barbados one?
Yes, it is. There's a series of, there's seahorses, there's some sort of a primate there. I'm not sure what it is.
Something. Yeah, these really caught my eye. I haven't seen these before. Yeah, those are pretty sweet. And you have these priced just like you would a maple or any of the other government
Precisely.
ounces?
Yeah, government ounces. Right now, today, they're at $34.
$34. And the koalas, I know these do change designs every single year so people can collect them. Wonder what year these are. 2022, there you go. So it's like a mom and a baby, I guess. That's cool. Yeah, it's always fun to see the different varieties that the mints come out with.
It is.
Keeps it interesting. And you got a bit of gold as well.
We do. We have some eagles, both full ounce and half ounce, a Krugerrand, and also four $20 St. Gaudens. Beautiful pieces, all uncirculated.
Yeah, that's what I got my eye on. I feel like the pre-33 gold was super low premium like 5-6 years ago.
Yes.
And now it's kind of gaining momentum. I think it's sort of getting harder to find, maybe drying up a little bit, and people are holding on to it.
Yeah, it's been popular. I mean, it goes through phases. The 9 years we've been open, sometimes I can't give them away. Now I can't keep them in stock. So
yeah.
It just varies.
Yeah, well, let's take a quick look at your 90% down here. We got, well, a little bit of everything.
Pretty good shape. I wish I had more dimes, but whenever I do in recent times, they just go. And it's not just the Mercuries anymore. If I don't have Mercuries, which is most people's first choice, they'll say, well, I'll take whatever you have in Roosevelt's.
Well, I'm surprised that you actually have Mercury dimes today. It's kind of rare for these videos.
It's early in the morning. If you came back in 2 hours, I bet I wouldn't have any.
Yeah, I bet you're right. Do you feel like in the summer it's typically slower with people out on vacation and whatnot, or is there kind of a normal flow of people these days?
I used to be able to say to you summers are slow, but I think in large part due to my association with you and your channel, there is no slow time anymore, truly. So
with a few of the guys out at the coin show, it's kind of crazy in here then.
It's been stressful. I'm not going to kid you. You know, I worry that I'm not giving the service that people have come to expect, and so it stresses me out if I see people waiting on the couch or sitting in the chairs. I always greet someone when they come in, but I don't want anyone to get impatient and leave.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And you've been doing this for quite a while. How has it been different than what you expected? I mean, you went to coin shops for a lot of your life, and then you finally decided to open your own. What has the experience been like?
You have to look at it in different eras. When I first opened the shop, by design, the showcases were pretty much as you see them, and they were full. It's just that nobody came. And so there were truly days, whole days when nobody came. except a couple of times when someone would come in and looking for the camera shop that used to occupy this space. But other than that, there were days when nobody came. And it's interesting, I have to tell you, I was 59 at the time, thinking I was semi-retired, and I was kind of okay with the fact that nobody came. I just wanted to hang out in my coin shop. And I used to stand on the customer side of the counter, and I would look around and just admire the coins and everything the way I might if I were a customer. Not in an egocentric way, but just like, wow, it's a coin shop. And it would almost scare me or humble me that I can't believe I have a coin shop. It was such a long-held dream that to actually have it be a reality was almost scary and embarrassing to me. I felt somewhat like a fraud, like I don't know all I should, but here I am in a coin shop.
Well, you did a good job surrounding yourself with people who do know a lot. I mean,
I did.
Richard, Adrian, Bill, all the guys, they're really smart, really good with coins, but you've learned a lot yourself over the years.
I have, and early on I couldn't afford to have any help, so I was alone here for the first year, for most of that first year.
What's one thing that you had to change over the years, maybe, about your coin shop?
I think the thing I had to change, or at least fix, is that I needed a back door for everything. Here's what I mean by that. When I buy something here, I have a way to sell it. I have either the retail aspect, I can put it on the Whatnot auctions, Adrian can put it up on his Instagram site. We have a list of good wholesalers that buy the kinds of things we buy. So there's really nothing I have anymore that I'm stuck with. But when I was new, I didn't have those back doors. To me, everything had to go out retail. And so I would buy things that really are never going to sell here, or at least not sell in the quantity I bought them. And I would have piles of things, neat piles, but piles of things sitting unsold. Like I had buckets of wheat cents, and buckets so heavy I couldn't lift them, buckets of foreign coins that I could not sell here except onesie twosie, and not know what to do with them. So it took time to develop those back doors, and frankly, to hire the people that had those connections. Maybe that's even more important than what I discovered, is people, particularly Adrian, who had those connections all over the place in the wholesale world that I could sell things to that were collecting in buckets here.
Yeah, if you have the connections, it definitely seems like it would help you be able to move product and also get more product if you're low on something, know where to order it and stuff like that.
The thing about the coin business is, with the exception of certain bullion items, there's not a warehouse you can go to. Like, say, if I were a drugstore or a grocery store, there's a wholesaler I can go to and I can get apples, or I can get toilet paper, or I can get toothpaste in any quantity I want. But for collector coins in particular, at least in those days, I had to wait till it came in the door. Now, I can usually find something if someone absolutely has to have it. But the best thing is to have both a back door and a front door, the front door being, where do I find what somebody needs? But it's so important to know that a coin shop only has what comes in the door for the most part, except on certain bullion items where there is a semblance of a wholesale market.
Yeah, the reason I like to go to different shops is you always find something unique. Like, for example, you had those seahorses from Barbados. Those are cool. And actually you have these Maria Teresa.
These are restrike tallers. They're all dated 1780. I've never seen an original from 1780. And so if you have one, I'm pretty certain it's not an original, but they restrike these right up to today. Essentially, it's a bullion coin, although it appears to me from talking to some old timers that they circulated pretty readily through Asia and the Middle East, especially up through the 60s.
Yeah, I mean, this is just an example of you can find sort of unique items at different coin shops. Like you were saying, there's not one place where you can get everything.
Well, we're trying to be that place, but it's really an impossibility.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to coinage, you have hundreds of countries in the world and they all have coins. And out there in the world is someone who collects all of them. And so it's hard to find everything for everyone, just as it's hard to pay top dollar when someone comes in with some obscure coin from a country that in 9 years no one's asked me about. They think I can just put it out and sell it. Well, maybe not. It's a challenge.
Well, I do want to ask you this, Harry. What is one thing that you've seen walk through these doors that you never thought you would see?
Yeah, that would have to be the Pan Pacific $50 gold octagonal coin. A big collection came in, and a woman had called ahead and said, I'm bringing this estate in. And I said, yeah, fine, we'll take a look at it. And she said, I've got this weird coin that's kind of octagonal shaped, and do you buy those? And I said, well, sure. And honestly, I was thinking it was a California gold token, one of those little tiny, 25 cent or $1 tokens. And so I was working on part of the collection, and Adrian was working on another part of the collection. And as I was deep in thought with some coins, he took that Pan Pacific and laid it right down in front of me. And I got a brain freeze. I mean, it was probably 3 seconds before I looked up like, are you kidding me? That coin was worth over $60,000.
Oh my goodness.
And it wasn't even top condition. I may never see another one my whole career.
And just walk through the door.
And it was mixed in with a lot of just normal stuff like 90% silver, proof sets, just, good normal stuff. And then there's this massive treasure sitting there. So that takes the cake. Can I level with you though about that purchase? Because we touched on the good people that I've surrounded myself with. Early in my career here at the shop, if that coin had come in, I would have referred them to Heritage or one of the big auction houses like Stax. It would have been just out of my league. Not so much that I couldn't afford to buy it, but I'd be too afraid that I couldn't sell it. But with someone like Adrian who can look at that coin, he immediately knows who's going to buy this. He knows right now. He's got that vast of a connection base of any coin like that, high end that comes in here. He pretty much knows they're looking for it.
If you could talk to someone who's thinking about opening a coin shop, what is some advice or something you would tell them to kind of help them be in the right mindset for what to expect?
Well, first of all, just let me say right up front, if it's truly a dream that's in your heart, don't wait till you're 59. Just do it. Don't hurt your family, don't put them at terrible risk. But if you really mean it, if you're willing to work half days, and I mean 12 hours, as my brother used to say, then just don't wait, just do it. It's very hard to fail at a coin shop if you're honest and hardworking and have a good base of knowledge. It's really hard to fail. And the other thing is, make sure you have a good amount of capital to work with, not only to set up the shop and buy showcases and bookshelves and inventory, but you're going to want to have access to some cash so that when opportunities come, you're able to exercise your desire to buy them, because it takes money, whether it be your own savings, which is my preferred way, or even a business line of credit that you use responsibly. But I would say if it's truly something you're willing to work hard at, don't wait. Do it.
Well, there it is. Great advice.
Yeah. I don't want more competition, but the honest answer is I've had many days where I've regretted waiting till I was so old to do this, because it's been that good. And it's been not just good from a success and financial standpoint, but just good for the soul, doing something that I love.
Well, I have to say, Harry, one thing that you mentioned, be honest with people. I think that's probably the most important thing when it comes to a coin shop. When they walk through the door, they want to know they're getting a fair price, or you guys have all of the prices on everything labeled throughout the cases. They're not trying to scam a newbie or something like that. I think if you're honest with people, they appreciate that, and it's probably gonna help you go a long way, for sure.
If you want to open a coin shop, there's a book you should read, and most of you won't, but you need to read it. It's by Dale Carnegie, and it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. We're not born with any skills, whether it's coin knowledge or people skills. If you don't find yourself being enthusiastic, pleasant, honest, outgoing, kind, read this book and incorporate the ideas in this book, because there's enough grouchy coin dealers out there. I don't know what it is about coin dealers, but if you're nice, it stands out. It's just oddly unique to our business that there's so many people doing it who don't seem to enjoy it, or don't like people, or can't find a way to be honest. And I think if you read a book like that, specifically that book, and take it to heart, it'll go a long, long way towards your success. In fact, if you read the feedback that we've had for this shop, and there's been a few reviews that weren't very kind, but most of them are 5-star, and almost never does anyone compliment my knowledge, and maybe for good reason. Maybe I don't have it. But the truth is, far, far more often, the kindness that we show people and the friendliness and the welcoming nature of the shop is far, far more often noted than any kind of vast knowledge that we have, or even vast inventory. It's people want to know how are you going to treat me?
Yeah.
So my best advice is, if you want to be successful in the coin business, learn how to be good to people. It's gold.
It is. It's literally gold.
It's literally gold.
All right. Well, there's some tips and some inside coin shop knowledge. Hopefully, this is a fun video for people. It's a little bit different than what we normally do.
It is.
But I enjoyed it, Harry.
I've enjoyed it too, and I hope we can do it again sometime.
Absolutely. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Silver Dragons.